Hi, and welcome to another video by me, Sarah. If you like these things and you've watched a couple of my videos, please give me a follow because I am here to help, support, and serve, and most of all, guide. So today I am going to be talking about hip issues. This is one that's close to my heart, so I know a lot of this firsthand. I have hip dysplasia, I have hypermobility, and it tends to resonate in my hips. And for a long time, pain in my hips, I used to be like, God, I've just overdone it, or I've walked too much, or I've done that. It was the surface level things that I was going to. I just need to take a painkiller, we'll be okay. I just need to rest up, it's okay. But when I started learning about root causes and the metaphysical, the emotional attachment to pain and suffering, it hit hard. So this one is going to be more of a personal story, but hopefully it will help you recognize and hopefully let you see that a lot of your pain and suffering doesn't need to be. So when we talk about hips, when it comes to emotions, we're talking about anger and frustration. You know, as a child, you have to be aware of everything and you have to watch every step for fear that you make the wrong one and you are punished, or you are banished, or you are given something that would then lead into chaos. And it's interesting because when we talk about hip issues, we would never necessarily think it's from fear or anger or frustration, but it's from fear of making decisions, because you've made decisions and when you've expressed them or actioned them, there has been a backlash, a frustration, a reaction, a consequence that was not expected. And this isn't a you thing, that's an other person thing because of their own emotional dysregulation, metaphysical issues that they've not recognized. But we're not here for them, we're here for the hip problems, right? One of the biggest things that I recognized with my hip issues was I had a real panic fear of not doing right for everyone else. Comes back to people pleasing. I learned very quickly as a child that there was a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And if there was a wrong way to do things, I would be punished. And it wasn't that it was a wrong way to do things, it was just not the right way that my teachers, parents, family, elders thought was right. But I created this story. I created a story that I had to watch every step I made. I created this story that I had to watch everyone else do something first before I could do it. It hits hard, doesn't it? It hits hard when you recognize these things now. But what that led was me constantly being in hip pain, me not feeling that I was good enough to do the things that I wanted to do because I hadn't seen somebody else do it first. And the hip pain didn't go away for a long time. I still have hip pain that comes, but now I don't go, oh, what have I done? How much have I pushed? I sit with it and go, what have I been saying to myself? What's my internal chatter really saying? And quite often it'll be, oh, they're so much better than me, and I've got to watch everything they do in order for me to be my best version. Boom, pain, suffering. Because my internal narrative was going back to the limiting belief of, you know, that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough to be the same league as that person, because as a child my choices and my decisions were punished. So if you feel that you have hip pain, ask yourself, is it really hip pain? Or do I have an internal dialogue that I wasn't even aware of that is causing me frustration and anger and fear? This is why I do what I do, because the body keeps score. And sometimes we don't hear the real reasons why the pain and sufferings come, but I do, because I know all your secrets. And I help you unpack them safely and help you overcome and ultimately give you the one thing that you truly want, but may think you have, but ultimately don't if you have pain and suffering. It's choice.